Today is the day, baby. Volume 5. Yang short. I'm really excited. It's only like, what? It's 10:45? Or, no, 9:45. That means there's only like 15 minutes left before Volume 5, Episode 1 hits us right here. And I'm gonna be doing a review. This is, it's early in the morning. It's raining. So, let's get right into the news, shall we? We in here. We got 6 minutes left. I'm definitely gonna watch the Yang short first. I feel like that'd just be natural, and I want to contain myself. So I'm gonna watch that first when it comes out in about 6 more minutes. Ooh. Dude. Oh. Let's give that a little refresh, shall we? Sasuke. Sakura. One more refresh. Let's see it. Come on, let's see it. Give it to me, Rooster Teeth. Come on, Rooster Teeth. Don't play with me, Rooster Teeth. Sakura. It's here. It is time, boys and girls. Let's get into it. Hold on. Come on. Let's get it. Alright, here we go. I want that 180p, please. Like, I want that full HD quality. Let's go. Let's watch it. Okay, that Yang short was hype. Hype. I think that was a new Grimm. Either that or it was an Ursa. But, now let's get into the actual episode. Now this is where the fun starts. Let's go. That was hype. Let's get into it immediately, because I have to talk about this right now. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to break down this episode into 6 main parts. Ranger's parts with Crow and Oscar, Weiss's part, Yang's part, Blake's part, then the opening, and then the Yang short. But actually, we're going to start with the Yang short because I watched that first. So the Yang short was, I don't really have a lot to say about it. I mean, RWBY and Yang training, that's interesting. You need to know how to protect yourself in hand-to-hand combat. Turns out, yeah, I never really thought about this much, but RWBY kind of sucks at hand-to-hand combat. But it was very nice. Good to see Yang obliterate that Grimm thing. I want to say it was like a redesigned Ursa, but like, I don't know, the thing about the face for an Ursa is normally kind of like roundish and spherical. This one kind of had like a wolfish head. I don't know what it could be though, if not an Ursa. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'll check later. But that was about it. It was cool to see Yang obliterate that thing. Good lord. It also turns out, and then we see her on the motorcycle. Boom, bam, boom, bam, bam, pow. So, fun Yang short. I really liked it. Good short. But, actually, Blake's will always be the best character short, I think. Her and Weiss's were definitely the best of the bunch, of the batch. But that's just my opinion. So, next up, we're going to talk about Ranger, Crow, and Oscar, and Lionheart, and Mistral. So, one, we already knew this. We already knew what was going on. But Lionheart is a punk, a spy, a fake fan, traitor. Everything you can think of, that is him. He's yeah, I mean, sure, he's whatever. Ozpin trusted him, I guess. Doesn't trust him now. Crow doesn't even seem to like him that much at the moment, but he's just a punk. I don't like him. Obviously, he's a coward. Sure, maybe he is a cowardly lion. Regardless, not a fan. Not a fan of Lionheart. Unless he does some gangster stuff to redeem himself. Not a Lionheart. A Leonardo Lionheart. I was actually taken aback by that. I was like, Leonardo, what? But cool. Ranger seems to be doing fine. RWBY, she's there. I mean, first episode, I guess, but now that she's there, they know about the stuff, and Lionheart was kind of surprised. Crow told them all that good stuff. So now they know what they're up against. They know about the maidens. they're going for Spring, which turns out also, yeah, Raven has the Spring Maiden, and the Spring Maiden has been on Raven's side for a hot minute. So, that could be interesting. So one of the two things now has to happen then, if the Spring is with Raven. So, Raven, if it is assumed and kind of insinuated that Spring is willingly with Raven, not captured. But, so that would mean that either Raven would have to become good, as well as the Spring Maiden, to, like, follow Raven. Raven would have to be defeated, and then the Spring Maiden taken by Crow and crew. Or maybe the Spring Maiden has a self-realization where, like, wait a minute, pillaging and plundering as a bandit isn't my destiny, or it's just wrong, and I'll join them and, you know, defeat Raven. Either way, something's got to pop off with Raven, and I think she has heavily implications this volume. Like, she's on the poster and the intro. We'll talk about that next. But it's interesting. Also, Drunkle Crow, with, like, when he was drunk and he found Oscar. Boy! Oh, that was good. That was good. It was good. That was good. I like Drunkle Crow. Man, he's a good boy. Oscar is also good. He's there. He's with Ranger now, so he told him he's Professor Ozpin. They seem to be shocked. They're probably gonna explain it next episode, I guess. But he's a good meme man. All of them are good. It's good to see that Ranger, Crow, and crew are finally good after all the crap they went through in Volume 4 with the whole, you know, see my Volume 4 review. Don't go see it. It was only 2 episodes. Next up, we got Weiss's short part, actually the shortest of the bunch. She's still on the ship flying to Mistral with that pilot, and they encounter a distress signal, and the pilot's like, let's leave him to die. Which, kind of understandably, it's not my most favorite decision that they've done, that a character has done, just leaving those poor people to die, but I can understand why he did it. They're supposed to be off radar, and if they picked up that signal, someone else could have, and maybe should have, or would have, something like that. At least we see Weiss was actually like, we're gonna go save them, right? And he's like, nah. So it's good to see that Weiss is actually, you know, caring for others. I don't really think that Volume 1 Weiss would have been that caring, really, I'm not saying she wouldn't want to help, I'm just saying I don't think she'd maybe even be in the cockpit, at least, maybe. I don't know. Volume 1 Weiss wouldn't have even ran off from home, maybe, but we don't know that. We don't know that. But that was Weiss's little part. It is heavily implied that she's going to be fighting against those grim wasp that we saw in the trailer. So, you know, maybe some guy was speculating that she's actually going to fight Raven or come in contact with Raven at some point, so that'd be nice, that'd be interesting. Like, cause like the ship crashes, the ship crashes, right? Panic and fear attracts the Grimm, and or maybe Raven's bandit crew, and they kidnap Weiss, and that leads to the Yang and Weiss reunion, and then they head to Mistral, and that leaves Weiss, Yang, and RWBY reunion, and then the last one, I firmly believe that Blake is going to be the last one to group up with everyone, though. Mostly because it seems that her arc at the moment seems to be taken entirely away from me. They're still in Menagerie. They have not made plans to leave Menagerie. Matter of fact, Blake said, you're going to have to make me leave Menagerie. And speaking of Blake is still in Menagerie. Sun and Gira, Papa Belladonna, they seem to be getting along. Sun and Gira, that's nice. Always fun to see. Kelly, what a basic name. If your name is Kelly, you have a basic name. Callie Belladonna is still #1 mom. And Blake and Ilya. Oh, Blake and Ilya seem to be having, like, still, like, they still seem to be friends. Enough for Ilya to be like, go, leave, now. Blake's like, no, you're gonna have to make me. Yada yada, boom boom. They're planning on going public with this white fang dirt they got so the people in Menagerie can see. My boys, Fennec and Corsac, are still in there. They're not forgotten. They showed up in that one episode, but they're still relevant to the story, I promise. They're coming back, so that's always good to see. I like the Fox brothers. Cool beans. Also, Blake's personal bodyguard. Don't know how she pulled that off, but also a big fan of that bodyguard. Hope we see her again sometime soon. And finally, Yang. Yang is back in action, taking a pit stop. in a big, shocking turn of events, she's going after Raven as opposed to RWBY. Everyone was convinced that the "you're in so much trouble when I find you" was meant for RWBY. And you know, now that I say that out loud, it may as well still be. Maybe she's going after Raven. That's the main PowerPoint. That's the main pinpoint of this presentation. She was in a bar, not a bar, a gas station, punched a hillbilly dude who was flirting with her. Is she legal? While I look up this for this REM specifications, I'll continue. So that shady dude, though, he was credited as Shady Man in the credits. So that's what I'm gonna refer to him as until he gets a name, if he does. When he got the stuff knocked out of him, he said to Yang, "So I hear you're looking for someone." That implies that he knows Raven. So I'm either assuming he's a part of her tribe, of Raven's tribe. He's one of the bandits, and he's gonna take Yang to Raven. And that either mean, one, he may become important, which I don't think so, or, you know, he just won't. He'll remain labeled as Shady Man. Update. Yang is 17. No go, dude. No go. I saw that dude. He is not a teenager either. He is a grown man. He's got some stubble going on. He is a grown man flirting with Yang. So, don't like him. But yeah, so that's Yang's part at the moment. And I don't think we saw any of Salem. We didn't see any of Cinder yet. Haven't seen any of the bad guys. We heard Watts. Watts was in there. He had a little, I like how he has his own little W when he pops up on Lionheart's scroll or intercom or whatever, but, you know, whatever. Cool beans. Good for Watts. He's pertinent again. And finally, let's talk about that intro. That was a fire intro, okay? We saw a bunch of things. We saw Mercury. Mercury was fighting Yang. So we don't know why. I'm thinking that I don't know any situation where Mercury would be fighting Yang in this volume. Like, I don't think they'd put it in there if it wasn't gonna happen. Because, yeah, volumes like 1 through 3 kind of had some misleading fights. Like, I know Weiss never fought Emerald. I don't think Weiss and Emerald ever really interacted. Ever, really. Unless that time when Emerald called her a princess. That was about it. They've never fought, basically. So the intros are misleading, for lack of a better word. They don't always... Whatever happens in the intro doesn't always happen. So I don't know why... I can't think of such scenario where Yang would fight Mercury, so I'm thinking maybe that is just intro fodder, but I don't know why Rooster Teeth would even do that. But also we saw Blake and Ilya fighting. We saw Hazel, my boy Hazel, fighting Nora and Ren in what appeared to be Lionheart's office. A lot of these battles in this intro seem to be taking place in Lionheart's office. So, I don't know. Finale. We're gonna have 14 episodes. I don't know why I forgot that. We're gonna have 14 episodes. That's gonna be amazing. But, back to the intro. Hazel is fighting Nora and Ren. I didn't see John in the intro either. So we saw Raven and Yang at the bandit camp. We saw Cinder and what is presumably the Spring Maiden. She has this short haircut, a tattoo of a bird, a raven, on her arm. So I'm assuming, yeah, that's the Spring Maiden who Cinder is sizing up in that intro. Does that insinuate a possible rivalry between the two, or maybe ooh, okay. So we saw Cinder and the Spring Maiden. So here's my theory. Yang is going after Raven. Raven has the Spring Maiden. Cinder was with the Spring Maiden in the intro. So maybe Cinder went to Raven's tribe to get Spring, and she brought Emerald and Mercury with her, and that's why Yang was fighting Mercury, maybe. No, maybe that's just throwing my hat into the ring. Weiss in the intro summoning her knight fully, putting in some work. That's what I like to see Weiss. You spent all Volume 4 doing that after he just had to get slapped around a bit. That's awful. That is awful. I'm a terrible person. This guy, Black Ivory Vivo, terrible person. But, so let's continue. I'm trying to think, what else happened? Oscar was in the intro, of course. He has the cadence, looks like he's getting ready to fight. We saw a glimpse of Ozpin. We saw Lionheart and those tentacles that appear to keep showing up, like, near him. Like, he got choked out by one in the trailer, and now in the intro, a bunch of them are coming towards him. So I'm thinking that's probably the Seer Grim, the Tentacle Grim. Maybe they're controlling him. That'd be interesting. Maybe Watts was looming over Lionheart like a ominous jerk that he is. Ugh. We saw Adam. Adam's rocking that. Adam's got a new outfit. I see you, Adam. You suck, but I see you, Adam. What else? What else? I don't remember off rip. We didn't see Winter. A lot. I don't think. Maybe we are going to see Winter, but I didn't see her in the intro, so maybe she's not going to have that much of a prevalent role as we assumed back in Volume 4. I don't know. I'm thinking that's about it. We saw Ilya and Fennec and Corsac. I'm 1000% certain of all the bad guys, Ilya is the most likely to get a redemption arc. And that's mostly just because Emerald was the most likely candidate back before Ilya. However, now that Ilya is here, a lot of people think it's going to be her. Emerald has shown remorse, I guess. That's so sad. It's almost sad, actually, is what she said. So, she doesn't show that much remorse, so I want to see more of Emerald, but I don't think she's going to be the one. Possible, so now I'm going to lay down my possible theories, and then that's going to be it. So, possible theories, based off of Volume 1. I think Cinder and the Spring Maiden are going to have either a rivalry. I don't think they're going to be friends. I don't think they're going to like each other. And I think Cinder is going to try and take Spring's powers as well. I think that seems like something that Cinder would do. Maybe she branches off from what Salem wants, thinking, oh, I'll have all these maiden powers. What do I need Salem for? You know? And I think she's going to take Emerald and Mercury, or just Mercury with her when she goes to meet Raven and the tribe. I think Sienna Khan, we saw a brief thing of Sienna Khan in the trailer, and she's looking good. I think Adam is going to try and fight and take over from Sienna Khan, because from what we understand, Sienna Khan isn't a jerk as much as Adam is. Yeah, she wants equal rights for Faunus, which we all want, but she's not as extreme as Mr. Taurus is. So I'm thinking he's going to try and take her down as well. I think Blake is going to meet with Sienna Khan. Any other theories? I like the idea of Weiss and Yang meeting together, mostly because, kind of like Ruby and Blake, Weiss and Yang haven't had a lot of interaction with each other. So I think instead of Weiss meeting up with Ruby and like making it safely, I think it'd be, I don't want to say better, but I think it'd be a lot more interesting to see what would happen if she's caught by Raven, and when Yang shows up to confront Raven, Weiss is already there as a prisoner. So that's my 2 cents. I think that's about it for my theories, and I think that's it for this review. Really looking forward to what the rest of this volume has to offer. I'm super hyped. This was a great first episode. Animation has improved tenfold. Oh, I love that word. Rooster Teeth, you do not disappoint ever. Love you. Thank you, Monty, for making this amazing series that a lot of us just love so much. And no matter how this story goes, I will follow it until Trump gets us nuked by North Korea. Alright.